Hey traders, Marcello here, founder of the Day Trading Academy. Today we are asking all of the questions, answering all of the questions that you guys have. So don't forget to leave all the questions with hashtag AskMarcello. I'll be happy to go ahead and pull the questions from YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, mail, phone, however you guys want to ask the questions. The first one is from Insane Cookie Monster. Cookie Monster, to quote Napoleon Hill, there are no limitations to the mind except those that we acknowledge. Thank you so much for sharing Mo and his story in the face of adversity and that others will more likely never see. He rises up to conquer all despite the odds stacked against him. DTA is my choice. Thanks, Marcello, and way to knock it out of the park with Mo. Such an inspiration you are. There's no excuses. Cookie Monster, I think that Mo above anything inspires me because even with his disability, he doesn't allow anything to stop him. And obviously he does see day trading as the escape where he can literally trade for an hour or 20, 30 minutes a day. And that will allow him to make him a full-time income. I still remember the first time that I met Mo. It was actually before he was going into the gym. For those of you guys that haven't seen the video of Mo, maybe I'll put it at the end of the video. But he's a legally disabled person, got into a really bad accident. He was in a coma for 4 months almost, if I remember correctly, 3 or 4 months. And came out, he has difficulty walking, difficulty speaking. And that's not letting him stop living his life. He actually just got married. For those of you guys that want an update on Mo, he's still looking to learn to day trade and find consistency. So I can't wait for the moment where I can share his story and I can, say that he's a consistently profitable trader, because that really would make me the happiest person in the world, to be honest with you, Cookie Monster. I'm trying to be serious, but when I say Cookie Monster, it makes me laugh. But yeah, Mo, it's really an inspiration for me, and I think it really goes to show that it doesn't matter what you want to do with your life. At the end of the day, we can accomplish anything. And then in Napoleon Hill's new book, if you want to read it, Cookie Monster, there's something in the book, I believe it's the one about the devil. The title is something about a devil, but it basically says that it's only losing when we consider we've lost. Right? Something like Thomas Edison, he had 9,000 tries to make the light bulb. So that's definitely what I believe in, and I am really inspired by Mo. And to me, it's everybody always asks me, well, why do you sell day trading courses if you make so much money day trading? And for me, I've literally had to sacrifice at times for long periods of time my own personal trading or stop to be able to help others. And at the end of the day, I've been able to help quite a lot of people. I can't honestly say that I've been able to help everybody, because obviously everybody isn't willing to sacrifice what they have to learn how to do this. But to all the guys that, the stories, Jim, Nikolai, Jared, Lana, Raul, the new generation of traders in Latin America, it really, to me, there's nothing else that's worth it, because even if I have to sacrifice my stuff to be able to help others, and even try to sacrifice my trading to help others learn, even if they're trying to trade my money, I think that's worth it. So thank you very much for the comment. I really, really appreciate that. Next question we have is from Trading Gamer. How can we, just as normal day traders who aren't part of the community office like yours, learn about all the most current news, what kind of tools and resources we have? Love the way you deliver your videos. You're hilarious. Thank you. Trading Gamer, let me show you something. Just sir, ven acá. So, there is a site we called Forex Factory. This is the main site that we use to look for news. So what you're going to do is you're going to go to forexfactory.com. You're going to go here to where it says up next. You're going to go to where it says filter, right up here. You go to filter, you take off the yellow and the gray ones, okay? And then you remove all the currencies and only leave USD. So after you do that, you hit apply. It should automatically save your cookies. And now you only have the news that are important, that are going to affect the US markets, which are the majority of the markets that you and I trade. So rule of thumb is, if it's in red and if it's a report, you stop trading. If it's orange, it doesn't matter. If it's red and somebody's speaking, it doesn't matter. So what you want to do is make sure that you stop trading whenever there are reports, because they can cause erratic behaviors in the market. And obviously that's something that you want to avoid, because if you're trading and the news comes out, the market can literally go like this and stop you out a few times. So that's how we look for news. Next question is Jose Perez. Jose, I'm from the Dominican Republic. Está heavy, tigre, está heavy. I want to learn more about trading with you guys. My question is, would I have to go to Medellin to join? And is that the only center you have in Latin America? At the moment, we only have the day trading center here in Medellin, Colombia. Medellin to me is one of the most amazing cities in the world. When I stopped traveling as much and I focused more on, the academy and looking to open up the centers and fund traders, the only place that I thought to live in was Medellin, Colombia. So we do have traders who are here. Some of the guys in the back help me with some of that. When we have events here, we have private offices for the guys who are trading live to allow them to concentrate. But you don't have to come here physically to actually learn how to trade. We actually do majority of our training online, so you don't have to do that. Summoning, can you grow facial hair? No, well, sort of. I'm actually really hairy, or used to be. I don't know if you guys can see my arms, but I had laser hair treatment for I think about 6 or 7 years. So I removed most of the facial hair on my face, and the only thing that's thick is this part right here. Funny story, not about trading, but the facial hair that I did used to have, and even the body hair, the facial hair was so thick that I would shave in the morning, and by 12 p.m. that day I would already have the 12 o'clock shadow. So I heard from the grapevine, my mother told me that my father had to shave twice a day, but I have really sensitive skin, so once I shaved, I started breaking out and everything. So the hair that I do have is the only hair that I have left. For example, here I don't have anything left. Funny question, but yeah, I decided to get it all removed because as we get older, obviously the hair starts growing in places that we don't like, and I didn't want any of that. So I was a bit of a Chewbacca before, and I didn't want to have that anymore. So technically, maybe in some parts, but I did the laser hair removal, and so I can't grow the facial hair anymore. Last question. I believe it's the last question. Just Me D, junior miners, gold, silver, zinc, and precious metals exploration companies outlook. Are you holding any? Yes. So now I've actually been transitioning to more position trading to hold much longer term trades. I've been doing a little bit of swing trading with the silver miners. I, at this moment, believe, in my humble opinion, with the experience I have, that there's a very big opportunity with the precious metals, gold and silver. I believe that they've been manipulated for quite some time, so the floor is starting to be reached, and a lot of these, in my opinion, based on looking at them, you can pretty much get a lot of the times the floor and be able to make, I just closed, I believe, 2 positions of about 20-30% with 2 miners. One took about 2 or 3 days. The other one took, I think, about 3 weeks or so. So I've been transitioning more into position trading so I can have more time to do other things. I have some really big projects here in Colombia, and obviously the trading or the teaching side of it is taking a lot more of my time, and it's really hard because I don't allow anybody to teach that isn't actually trading live and being consistent. So the capacity now is getting to the point where there's a lot more people that want to be taught rather than the traders we have to teach. And obviously for me, it's really more important to have quality over quantity. So obviously I've had to help on the Spanish side and on the English side. So the technical question is, I prefer more gold and silver. I hold right now gold and silver miners, some junior miners. I don't like the exploration companies because there's one that I do like. I won't mention the name, but you have to be really careful because there's a lot of companies that just spring up overnight that say they have proven mines, etc., that aren't really proven. So I prefer, just to give you an idea, I prefer the Canadian silver miners and gold companies because obviously they have rule of law and order. South Africa used to be the biggest exporter of gold in the world. Their production has gone down, and obviously Russia and South Africa being some of the biggest producers of these things in the world, including, for example, if I remember correctly, palladium or platinum, one of the two. I think it's the latter. I believe it's platinum, where don't quote me on this. I read it in an article the other day, but the majority is produced in the US, South Africa, and Russia. And so with Russia and South Africa not being the most stable country in the world, I prefer silver because it has industrial purpose. I don't like zinc. Zinc is I believe the term that they use for it in the market is an industry metal. And since we're walking into a recession, they're not going to use zinc as much as these other things like precious metals. So really, really good question, Just Me D. Those are all the questions I have for this video. So don't forget to subscribe, leave all the questions with the hashtag AskMarcello, and we'll talk to you soon.